In this video, we're going to go over what types of books sell well for online arbitrage. And today I'm joined with Victor Galejos, who did 500,000 on Amazon last year. He made about 155,000 that he may or may not report to the IRS, according to the conversation we had prior to this. But in this video, he's been doing this for 6 years. He's an expert in the space, purchasing books on Amazon and then reselling them for a profit. So he'll break down how he does that. And we're really going to go over what types of books sell well and what books to look out for. So welcome to the channel, Victor.
Romer, how's it going, man? I really appreciate being here. Tons of value I'm about to drop. We have a ton of books I want to show off, showcase, and really want to help you guys out. So after these videos, you guys are really going to get a one-on-one class of how to get started with books.
Heck yeah.
All right. So one of my first and favorite books is this Myers AP book. It every year produces really kind of crazily well. It's a high school book that for most of the year is like what, $5-6 you can see down here, right? $5 or $6, $7-8 over here, and it's doing it again over here this current year. We're like at $14-15, and during like the textbook season, which this is a high school book, right? It's an AP book, goes up to around $70-80 in the value over here, and that's just the lowest merchant fulfilled price. So even the buy box price is like up to $118. So this is pretty simple. If anyone can understand Keepa, you understand that basically buy this in any month, December, January, February, March, all the way up until the end of May, and for a pretty dirt cheap price, maybe like $10-12, and then sell it over here in August and September for like $70. So, this is really a simple process. All you have to do is go to Amazon, buy at least 10 copies of this book, right? 10 copies at like $15, and then sell them for like $70. So you're buying them for $15, sell them for $70. That's well over $250 on just even 5 books, right? So that's $50 in profit per book. And all you got to do is just buy this, bring them to your house, scan them in, and then send them to Amazon. Or if you have a prep center, buy them, send them to a prep center, and then just wait for August to come. So it's a pretty awesome deal. This is definitely one of the books I definitely have in stock. There's a great sales rank here. Some of these days, like I'm buying 10 or 15 copies. I never make it past like August 5th because this like rank of like 8,000 and 10,000, like there is at least 100 books that are sold each day for a book like this. So yeah.
So we would classify this as like a psychology textbook category.
It's a psychology AP book. So this is a high school book, maybe for seniors.
And then we'd probably also categorize it as like a fall heavy textbook, right? Like this book sells a lot more in the fall semester than in the spring semester.
Right. Because it's high school books, they only do well in August and September. So that's where I kind of specialize in. Most of my seasonal books are either Christmas books or high school books. And so this is a really great high school book.
Awesome. Sweet. What else we got? You got like literally 20 tabs open.
yeah. Just in case of how long we were going for, right? So I'm not going to show them all to you. But let's
give them the value, Victor. Give them the value.
I'm trying. All right. So there's tons of examples. Like, one of our ideas was endless supply, because there is an endless supply. Like the reason why I'm showing all of this off is because there's literally hundreds of books behind this that are as profitable. It's just we don't have enough time to show them all. All right. So here's another high school book, right? Again, August and September, really spikes in price. We're up in the $60 range, and it is currently $18. So $18 altogether when you include shipping, and you can sell it for in the 60s, right? So same thing. Buy this. You can see like the merchant fulfill line just is a flat line, right? All December, January, February, March, all basically the same price. And so any month you decide you want to come in and buy this, come in and buy what this isn't as many copies, so maybe like 2 or 3 copies of this, but 2 or 3 copies, buy them for like, again, $16 and sell it for $60. That is an easy $100 profit off of just another book.
That's awesome. What's the deepest that you've ever gone on like one book?
So I think we're about to run into it. A really amazing book. We'll get there, but okay, cool. The most I've ever bought of a book was like 40 copies. Okay. And what happened was I ran into online on eBay, actually. I ran into a retiring teacher who had 40 copies of a book, and I just knew it was a really great book. So I bought all 40 copies of them and went there. But most of the time it's 25, 30 copies is probably the deepest I've done.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, so this is out of probably all the books I'm about to show you, this is probably the best sales rank book. If you can tell, here in August, we're down to like under 10,000 for more than a month. Right? We're like 7,000, 8,000 all of August, September, and even going into October. So this book really spikes really, really high. We're now in the 160s in August and September. And even though it doesn't look great, like, so it's 160 and then over here it's in the 70s, that's still a really good amount of money. That's like $40 a book. So again, same thing here, same flat line where you can buy this for around $75 anytime you decide to, and buy this for 75 and then sell it for right around 150. So that you would think that's double, but then Amazon takes its fees and stuff like that. So you're probably going to get around $40 a book you're buying here. What's cool about this is that if you really want to go deep, if you got a ton of money, if you're like, look, like if you're a regular online arbitrage person and you're like, okay, but books suck, right? Because like I can only buy one or two. Well, here's a direct example, countering your argument. This is a book you could buy. I'm guessing well over 100 copies of it and still go really well, because I buy, like, again, 25, 30 copies and I never make it past like the 5th of August. I always think I need to buy more copies of this, but for some reason or another, I guess I don't trust myself. I don't know, but I only buy like 30 copies, sell all 30 out, and
usually
go to the next book. So.
When are you buying these? Are you buying them? Like,
yeah, I'm buying them now. Actually, between March and April are the lowest months to buy, because usually spring break, right? All my customers are on spring break. So like all the students are on spring break, all the school districts on spring break. So nobody's actually buying this book. So it's usually right around now where it's the best time to be buying them. And so like $77 is probably as cheap as we're going to get here. So it'll be $81 altogether. And again, you can sell this book for like $150. So each one of these three, well over like $500 in profit you can make off of just those three. So we've given out $1,500 worth of free content right here. Just 3 books.
That's awesome.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah, keep rock and rolling. So what categories? We have high school.
We are mostly just on high school books, because I have just a plethora of high school books, but we can go on to other categories after.
Yeah, what other categories? Because we titled this video different types of books. So we obviously have high school. We've seen the seasonality there. What other types of books sell well?
All right, so another great category are just other holidays, right? So where Christmas is another great holiday, and we'll get to that. There are like Ramadan and Passover holidays, and this is an example of a book just like that. This book spikes usually in September or the beginning of October, depending on the calendar, depending on when that holiday actually is. But for the majority of the season, again, just like where high school books were, they're mostly flatlined, right? So you could have bought this book for like $13, $14, up to $20. And over here in its actual holiday, it's like at $50. So this is a book, again, I would buy maybe 5 copies of and buy probably under $20. So right now it's $22. Sure, you could still buy it $22 and sell it for right under $50. That's still, like $10, $15 profit. So there are books like that. There's like Easter books. There are, again, Christmas books. We're about to go to a Halloween book. But yeah, just think of major holidays. There are books like this that you can purchase. And one of the ways some people are like, but I don't get it. I don't understand why people do this, or why this system even exists. Well, you think about Walmart, right? When you go into Walmart right after Christmas, they like clearance out everything they have from Christmas, right? They're like 50% off. And then a week later, they're like 70% off. And then like, if anything is left after a month, it's 90% off. Well, those items still exist the rest of the year. And so basically you can buy things, well after Christmas, buy them for like 90% off, and then sell them again for the next coming Christmas. So that's what we're kind of doing, but with books.
Right.
All right. So we got that book. We got so this is a Halloween book, right? So Too Many Pumpkins. And same deal. right? There's just so many of these opportunities out there. It's just, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but so this book again spikes October and November, which you would think so because it's about pumpkins. And the majority of the season we're at like $2 or $3, right? Altogether, maybe $6 in shipping, altogether $6 shipped. And we're like at $35. So again, buy this book for like $6 and sell it for like 35. And this is the book you'd probably want to buy 2 or 3 copies of.
Right.
Yeah. So
that would be classified as like a
Halloween. Yeah.
Halloween.
Halloween. This is October,
Yeah,
November.
high school textbook. You said
Yep.
you also had what was it, Jewish books?
Yeah, a Ramadan book.
Ramadan books, I guess Christmas books too. We
Yep.
got Halloween books.
Right. And so this is a Christmas book. So my 2 favorite holidays are my 2 favorite seasons, are high school books and Christmas books. So I'm tracking maybe like 300 Christmas books and like 3,000 high school books. So this is just an example of a high school, a Christmas book. So again, we're down to like 100. I'm sorry about that. $1.48 in price over here, and then the Christmas price is right around 40. So what's really cool about Christmas books is that there's almost no demand the entire season until we're coming into November and December.
Yeah.
So these are books you can buy for what, $1.50 plus $4. That's like $5, and then sell it for 40. So we're getting into like thrift prices at this point, right? When we're like at $1.40 plus shipping, that's like $5, and then you can sell it for 40. And that's one example of a Christmas book. We got a ton here. So this is another great book. It's also a Christmas book. It's a cookbook. Cookbooks tend to do really well during Christmas. As you can see over here, this book in last Christmas was going for like around $65. And this is a book that easily goes the rest of the season for like $10. So $10 and then sell it for like 60. And this is a book that you can buy a lot of copies of, very similar to like a high school book where you can buy maybe 10 copies of this and still have no issue. And right now it's at $4. So buy it for $4 plus $4 shipping. So $8, and then, sell this book for 60. So that's a great Christmas book.
Yeah. So a lot of people are probably wondering like how you find all these books. So we'll link another video below where me and Victor actually break down exactly, an in-depth strategy, like basically like you could call it a free course, but we shot a video. We're going to shoot a video of him doing this step by step. But can you kind of take a step back and tell people like how you're finding these? Because I know how it is doing online arbitrage. Like I hated watching YouTube videos where people would show good products, and I'm like, all right, that's great. I see it's a good product. I understand, but how the hell are you finding this in the first place?
Yeah. So just real quickly, we'll like go to a book like this, right? So we'd say we hit on this book and we're like, wow, this is an amazing book. Like, or I just followed Romer's channel and I saw Victor here and posted this really great book. This is great, but I've only found one book of this. Well, what you do is basically just go to Amazon, and the quickest way is this is a newer version of that same book. So this book will have that same pattern to it. So first off, you have now this book and this book. So that's two. Underneath that, here's another great. This is another great high school book right underneath it. So now we're at 3. So like you can just see the keep it chart over here. Do you see how great that high school pattern is? August, September. So now we're at 3. Go down even further, and they'll tell you, hey, these books are also, people also buy these books.
Okay.
And so, just down here, here's another one.
So would you recommend somebody start with a book from this YouTube video?
Oh, exactly.
Okay.
Start from the YouTube video. You're probably going to get a few, maybe up to 100 books this way. But another quick way to do it is just going on the top of Amazon and just typing textbook AP, book AP, and then so AP is for advanced placement. And so these are all like advanced placement guides. You're actually looking for books. So this is not a book. These are just guides, right? This is a book. All right. So this book right here, also a really great high school book. So that's a great high school book. This is a great high school book. So really quickly, we're finding really great high school books. And I'm not
Victor
just
has the keep you have the keep a Chrome extension. So when you hover over the book, it shows it instantly.
Right. Correct. So this is another great high school book. Do you see like this again, buy for what we're now $40 and sell for 96. So, and again, we just found this by typing in textbook AP, and we already found what, like 6 more books from that. So there's a lot of opportunity just by typing in, you know, a textbook AP, finding books there, and then digging in deeper. Like for instance, I found this book. There's a newer edition of this book, which is another good thing to talk about with books is with college books. The newer edition of a book usually stops people from buying the older edition of that book. But with high school books, it's not that way. It's not the case because high schools don't have the funding like colleges do, and so they have to keep their books for 10 to 20 years, right? So I have that customer base for at least 10 years of this book, right? They're kind of forced to keep that book in stock. So when a student loses it, when a student like burns it or you know puts it in water or whatever, and the school district has to replace it, they'll come to Amazon and buy a few replacement copies because they have to keep their copies in. They have to keep all their copies in stock for at least 10 years. So I have a customer base much longer than a college book.
I've heard that selling high school books, unlike textbooks or college textbooks, is you'll get like huge orders from teachers. Like you'll get like 20 copies at once versus with textbooks, you usually sell 1 to 1 customer, 2 to another, 1 to 1, you know.
Oh yeah. Like a book like this, I'll have like 20 copies of it, and maybe more than likely sometime in July, all 20 copies one day will just all go out. Like someone will just buy all 20.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on, brother. We'll link your Facebook group. You have a Facebook group, 100% free, where you teach people how to do this. The community helps each other out. It's really remarkable. You don't charge anything for it. So I will link that below. What is the name of it again? Seasonal Book Arbitrage?
Seasonal Book Arbitrage, correct, on Facebook. Yeah.
So we'll link that below. And also we'll link the BookMine YouTube channel since that's up and running. We'll link that below. And Victor also has a software that helps you find books. Yeah. So if you're wondering, like, how can I find books other than just going on the YouTube video and going after the book, he's also got a software that generates the best books to go after. Like how often does it update?
Every hour.
Every hour it updates. So we'll have videos breaking down how to use. It's called BookMine. We'll have videos below. But thanks so much, Victor, for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.